Yo, what's up guys, welcome back in another YgoPro Duel video. Kozmo's new support, I think everyone already has seen the new support and the sneak previews this weekend. So, all the new supports, okay. The question, should we play Kozmo Dark Planet, the big ass threat here from Shining Victories in Kozmos? Yes or no? A lot of people won't play it, since the cost of getting it on the field is really high, banishing monsters, Kozmo monsters from your hand, and getting at that level a 10 or higher ratio is quite investment. Yeah, it's quite a big investment you have to do. You can bypass it by using Kozmo Town, for example. That's why I'm running 3 terraforming with 1 Fire King Island. Definitely, with the release of Fire King Island, I would definitely main deck at least 1 Fire King Island. I think just 1 is enough. You only pretty much want to use it once. After that you want to get rid of it as soon as possible, because you don't really want to leave your Fire King Island on your side of the field, and it's just an extra target for your opponent to destroy, with at least you have to get off of the field, since it will trigger its Raigeki effect, and that's something you don't really want to have during your opponent's turn. Best of course is during your own very first turn to kinda bypass the restriction of this deck, give it a higher ceiling. Don't really make it too dependent on its normal summon, but Dark Planet in the main deck, I believe it's either a 3-off or a 0-off, and a lot of people are just don't play it because of the high cost, but I believe, yeah, you try it out, play 3 Dark Planet in your main deck. I mean, if you get it on the field with something like your tin can to fill your grave, it's cool, it's good to negate the opponent's spells, but then again, is it worth the investment? That's difficult. That's difficult. 1 Kozmo Walker in the main deck here. It's very important is that it's level 6, and when it's destroyed, you can just summon a level 5 or lower monster, and that's more important here for the discards. That's why it's a 1-off, I think, in the deck, and maybe to protect your Dark Lady as well, since Dark Lady is of course one of the MVPs, and I think the best card that was released in Shining Victories for Kozmos. But its weak attack stat does need some protection, and that's why I still like playing trap cards. A lot of Dark Turbo-ish, at least a lot of Dark Planet Turbo builds aren't running traps, but I think you'll need to run Call of the Hound. It's still good with Dark Destroyer or Slip Rider or whatever. Cosmojo is also needed in the main deck. Slip Rider at 3. I mean, before with Pendulums were still very huge, at least one of the best decks. The Slip Rider was an instant 3-off, but with Pendulums heavily weakened, I still think Slip Rider is needed to pop the back rows, and most importantly, pop your own field spell. So pop your Fire King Island or Kozmo Town to get a Surge. And last, 1 Fire King card to search with your Fire King Island, the one of Garonix. It's very risky, of course, but I think you only need to run 1 card. If you happen to draw it, you can still special summon it with your field spell, with your Fire King Island. It's not too bad, since it opens up your rank 3 Exceed plays, but outside of that, I think just 1-off is enough. I think you only need to activate your Fire King Island only once. Get the Surge, get the Destruction, and go from there. The extra deck is very important with F0 as well, especially for the mirror match with double Levier. But yeah, I think I pretty much explained all the card ratios here. So let's see a few example games. Right, first game against Blue Eyes. Yeah, not really too meta for now, but when it's released, definitely one of the better decks. I got to start. I think that's pretty much the best option here for a dark, at least yeah, for a Dark Planet Turbo-ish version. Delta Shuttle quite crucial. My field is decent, no shenanigans, but I think ending with 2 traps, not really sure which ones. I believe a Call of the Haunted and something else, but I do have Dark Lady to negate a possible monster effect from the opponent once per turn by paying 1000 life points. And here, as I said before, you don't really want to leave your Fire King Island on your side of the field during your opponent's turn. It's just an extra target to be destroyed or removed from the field, and it's pretty much an extra Raigeki. Yeah, pretty much every spell and trap removal from the opponent turns into an extra Raigeki. But yeah, the big upside here, the big advantage of Kozmos is with 1 card, you can spam your field full of big ships and pilots, and pretty much end your turn with a very nice field. Again, and with Call of the Haunted, very crucial as you will see in a few moments. The Tin Can as well, hit the Slip Rider and also have a Dark Lane on my side of the field, so that's all good. He attacks over the Tin Can, okay, that's all good. Flip over the Call of the Haunted so I can pop his last monster, and now I think he wants to tribute his White Spirit Blue Eyes, but I'm going to negate that effect with Dark Lady, and now very easily just leave the Strawman on your side of the field to use the effect. Maybe I should have indeed used Strawman's tribute effect during the end phase of my previous turn, at least yeah, during my opponent's turn. Slip Rider back row, but I think, yeah, I think I've just forgot holding the A button. Anyway, next game, still testing against Blue Eyes, and this is a much better start. I think I already used this game in my previous video because it was good. This duel definitely shows that running Dark Planet definitely has a few advantages. You can just pop it with your Fire King Island to search any level 8 or lower Kozmo monster from your deck and add it to your hand. So it's still good here. Very crucial. Send another Dark Planet from my deck to the grave, since I'm going to get it back in a few moments with the rank 2 Exceed Herald. There it is, special summon it in attack position, because I can use Infinity's effect to make it an Exceed material. And of course, the 2 Strawmans will be sent to the grave, so 2 extra possibilities to negate spells from the opponent. Negating monster effect with Cyber Dragon Infinity, and now all the spells will be negated by Dark Planet. And this is of course okay if you start and have access to your Fire King Island. It's all good, it's all fine and dandy if you can establish this field, especially with Kozmo Dark Planet. But let's say if the opponent starts, and of course one of the most terrible matchups for Kozmos is Monarchs, but and then my hand here. Okay, I have the Terraforming, which can search possible Kozmo Town, and if I draw a high level Kozmo monster, I can maybe special summon my Dark Planet, but yeah, we can probably expect a Stormfort set. Yeah, indeed, there is a Stormfort, and we knew he had the Aether. But it didn't really matter which Kozmo deck I would be running here. This setup of Stormfort Aether hurts pretty much every deck, every Kozmo decks. But I try to recover with emergency teleport into a Tin Can end phase. Then indeed he reveals a Twin Twister as well. Again, that Fire King Island being destroyed, so I'm forced to already tribute my Tin Can for a Dark Destroyer. Again, float into a small pilot, another Tin Can. Again, use the effects, it's all cool. Again, setting up the grave for a possible Dark Planet later in the duel. But you know how Monarchs are. Very easy to establish big monsters on the board, and even OTK with all the previous structure deck support. And Twin Twister definitely coming through here. I think I think I indeed had to activate my Call of the Haunted and dechain the Twin Twisters. So in this case, in this scenario, the Turbo-ish version of Kozmos didn't really do anything. But on the other side, if the Monarch deck is able to end with a Monarch on the field, Stormfort set, and Aether in hand, that's of course a very good setup for Monarch. So it didn't really matter which version you would run, just a standard Kozmo deck or the Turbo version with Terraforming, Fire King Island and Dark Planet. Okay, next duel. This is also a game I think I already used in my previous video, but again, it showcases something I'd really like to show here about the version, about the deck. That you don't, that you don't need to open with double Dark Planet, since best case scenario, or at least the most easy way to get your Dark Planet on board is use another Dark Planet from your hand to banish it as a cost. That's pretty much the easiest way to get your Dark Planet on board without wasting too many resources. And it's not that you need to hard draw into your second copy of Dark Planet. You can just destroy your Kozmo Town with something like Slip Rider. So that's one of the reasons why I still play 3 Slip Rider here in the main deck to search the second copy of Dark Planet. And now it's this board against pretty much every deck is of course very nice. The one of Allure in the main deck, the deck is heavily packed, so that's why I'm only making 1 Allure. But this setup very easily just special summon my Dark Planet and normal summon Tin Can. I mean, a lot of versions are already cutting on Tin Can, but with this Dark Planet Turbo deck, I still think you need to run 3 Tin Can because of this. I mean, you can just drop your Dark Planet, nothing in grave, but just normal summon Tin Can or teleport into Tin Can, and Tin Can equals 2 Kozmo monsters in your grave, so 2 targets to banish from your Dark Planet. So possibly during your opponent's turn you can negate 2 spells. But the one of Walker is okay, protecting your Kozmo monsters, but yeah, most importantly I'm playing because it's level 6, same with Dogfighter. Indeed, Dogfighter is also a card I want to playtest here in the build in a deck, but outside of that, so again, this is currently my build. Definitely don't take this build for granted, feel free to make at least try it out, make changes, give feedback, it's all welcome. The one of Wicked Witch is fine in the main deck, especially for the mirror match. The one Delta Shuttle is also okay. It's not a card you want to open with. You just want to search it out off of a Fire King Island. Double Sword Trooper. Maybe I'm going to put this guy to 3 since it does open a lot of combos. But Farm Girl at 1. A lot of decks are already cutting. Yes, to 0 Farm Girls in the deck, but it's still a card that opens up a possible OTK play with Teleport. So Farm Girl at 1 is definitely still needed, I think. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.